She was the founder of Morphe. I discovered them when they had like 10,000 followers on Instagram and launched my lipsticks, which then became the biggest cancellation in the beauty community.
Everything that she had worked for just literally crashed.
Launched with hundreds of thousands of SKUs.
This is a very emotional topic, but there's actually nothing funny about it whatsoever. There's nothing funny about the way I handled it. There's nothing funny about what came of it. We all saw what happened with those lipsticks. And like I said, although I make jokes about it, it still haunts me all the time. And it's what led to opening up and starting these other brands.
There was defects in them. I talked to the owner, I'm talking to the chemist, and everyone's like, no, there's not mold. It is scientifically impossible.
New gossip channel videos, and they're all just ripping her to pieces.
I was just drinking all day, every day. I looked at myself in the mirror and I did not recognize myself, physically and emotionally. Don't worry about me because I'm not gonna do it. But I pray every single night that I don't wake up the next day. Angel.
Yeah, she's back to herself, you know?
My gosh, okay, we got a lot to talk about. Jaclyn Hill allegedly is about to expose Beauty Kristi. I'm hearing some rumors that she's about to say a few things because Beauty Kristi was the one who came out with that hairy lipstick video with the microscope.
Show you right here on camera. Not sure if it can. I'm gonna turn the lights down because that sometimes can show a little bit better. Can you see that? I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera, what you guys can see. Try to zoom you. I'm just mortified. I just can't even believe this is real. I truly thought people were exaggerating. They are not. This is covered in hair, just covered in it. The whole top of it is fuzzy. I mean, what is even happening? There's a bunch of little holes. I pulled this directly out of the package and I am just in disbelief right now that this is even, oh my God, yuck. It is just covered in hair. There's hair all over the bottom of it. Can you guys see that? Fucking gross. So I was gonna do a giveaway with the lipsticks that I'm not using and I'm not going to.
But I've been getting emails from Beauty Kristi's allegedly, I guess her mother-in-law has been writing several news outlets to try to get, I don't know what she's trying to say, but I've got emails from it. I even asked if it was, I was like, hey, listen, come on to the show. I would pick up my phone and say what you gotta say, your opinions, and Beauty Kristi's mother-in-law said, it's not opinions, it's facts. Apparently, there's some drama going on with Beauty Kristi's family behind the scenes, and now the family members want to come forward and speak on it. So we'll see what happens. But I saw this video pop up about Jaclyn Hill talking about sobriety and addiction. And it's on a podcast called The Squeeze. Here we go, roll it.
It's almost like you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, how did I get to this point?
Addiction is no stranger to either of you.
My heart's racing. This is such a heavy topic. I was like 14 and I had no clue that my dad was giving me Xanax as a young girl. It got so dark, you guys. I've forgiven him because I know his addiction was so bad. He was taking over 50 narcotics a day.
What?
Father, my ex-husband, my best friend growing up are all gone because of addiction, because of substance abuse. And it just sucks so bad because I feel like the most magnificent, sparkly people are the ones that have to deal with this.
To this day, when I hear about those things, I'm like, damn, I wish I could have gotten that. Everything you've gone through.
Yeah.
And you're very brave for doing this right now.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah.
That is over an hour-long podcast. And that's Taylor Lautner. That was a guy that was on Twilight. What? I had no idea he had a podcast called The Squeeze.
I want to preface this by saying that my heart is pounding out of my throat right now because I've never talked about this. I'm so lightheaded. I've never talked about this publicly in my career. It's kind of like, you can hear my voice shaking. It's kind of like skeletons in my closet that I've had for the last 13 years because I've never opened up about just the addiction that's followed me ever since I was a little girl in my life. So I'll open up with you guys now. I mean, what better, right? Like, I also feel like it has to be said that I've waited for there to be a safe enough space such as this one to have this conversation. That's why I told them that I was comfortable having this conversation on here because I trust them and they're such good friends and good people. And I love what, the Lemons Foundation is all about and your podcast. So Thank you for having me and having me be so open and vulnerable. And to anyone watching, I just have to say that this is my first time talking about this out loud publicly, and I'm very scared. And please just like listen to me with grace, because I really don't know how to go about this in the right way. But I do hope that one day I can help other girls who have been in relationships with family members and friends and spouses who are dealing with addiction. That's something that I would love to do down the line. And I do feel like I'm finally ready to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's something that Jordan and I also can relate to, because he did lose his brother to addiction, and watched him struggle for all those years. I was first introduced to addiction through my father. He was in a life-changing accident when I was 7 years old. I was born and raised on a farm, and I was homesick with the flu. And I'll never forget, 7 years old, my mom getting a phone call and just losing her mind. My dad was on his way to the Quad Cities. He was a farmer. Did I mention that? My dad was a farmer for generations and generations. My family was always farmers. He was a really good one.
So I'm gonna listen to it. I didn't know Jaclyn Hill dealt with that much addiction in her life.
How do
But
celebrities like
hold on, let me go ahead and just turn this down. I was shocked. I don't know what's going on. Like, I haven't watched all of it, so maybe I'll do a separate video about it. But I was kind of shocked to see that Jaclyn Hill was even on the podcast. So here we go.
7 years old, my mom getting a phone call and just losing her mind. My dad was on his way to the Quad Cities. He was a farmer. Did I mention that? My dad was a farmer for generations and generations. My family was always farmers. He was
I think that's going to be a very deep podcast I should listen to. But I can already see people dissecting what Jaclyn Hill is having to say in it. I'm going to watch it, but I find it interesting, and I'm a little bit jaded. Being in this industry of celebrity news and gossip, I'm like, why now Jaclyn Hill talking about this on this podcast? Why now? It's something about to drop. Is there new makeup coming, new lipsticks? Like, to me, I'm always like, what's the motive? Right? And I think that's why if Jaclyn Hill were to watch this video, she'll be like, oh, there was no motive. I have nothing coming out. I just wanted to talk like that, right? But being in the business, it always seems like there's always a little drama, scandal, and then something drops. A new makeup palette, a new collection of some sort. You know, that's just how I've seen it go for so many years. So when I see this video pop up, Jaclyn Hill, I'm just like, okay, so now that that's come out, what is she gonna drop? What is she promoting in a couple days? That's how I see it. But anyways, let's talk about Beauty Kristi. Beauty Kristi has not addressed anything having to do with the anti-LGBTQIA rhetoric, but I did notice.
But like,
hold on, Jeffree Star.
And last but not least, let's try Sundress Season.
Jeffree Star reviewing some makeup. Okay, so check this out. I saw Beauty Kristi posted this video, and I'm gonna type this in right quick because I want you guys to see this. She posted this video called PMDD. Okay, this is the thumbnail of it right there. Living with PMDD, and she's on the couch, struggling, tomarana. She's there on the couch, laying in it, on her phone. That's probably how she like spends all her days. Now we're getting in the territory of her August, posting every day in August. Look at me, I can't even get out of the bed. I'm wrapped in a blanket on my phone because I have PMDD. Woe is me, feel sorry for me.
At the drop of a hat, like I'm talking inconsolably sobbing. I couldn't control how I felt. I felt completely out of control. That's the only way I could describe it. And then I would be like hopeless, down, depressed, like so tired that I just couldn't. It's like a bone crushing fatigue, you know, like an exhaustion beyond all exhaustion. And then
this is again another, in my opinion, a sympathy ploy to get people to feel sorry for her and forget that she is KKK rallying. I mean, I'm sorry, she's not doing that. And might as well be anti-LGBTQA stuff like that. And I'm just like, girl, it's like you're gonna get on camera and expose that you have some illness, some mental illness, whatever the case may be, PMDD. And I don't know much about that, so forgive me.
It's PMS, or that they have really hard time with their emotions before their period. PMDD is more than that. So it says PMDD is also known as premenstrual dysphoric disorder, a severe, sometimes disabling extension of premenstrual syndrome. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD, is a severe form of premenstrual syndrome that includes physical and behavioral symptoms that usually resolve with the onset of menstruation. PMDD causes extreme mood shifts that can disrupt work and damage relationships. Symptoms include menstrual symptoms associated such as breast tenderness and bloating. Common symptoms of PMDD are depressed mood, sadness, hopelessness, or feelings of worthlessness, increased anxiety, tension, mood swings, or the feeling of being on edge all of the time, self-critical thoughts, increased sensitivity to rejection, frequent or sudden tearfulness, increased irritability, anger, or both, conflict with family, coworkers, or friends, decreased interest in normal activities, concentration problems, fatigue, lethargy, and lack of energy, changes in appetite such as binge eating, overeating, or craving certain foods, changes in sleep patterns such as excessive sleeping or difficulty sleeping, feelings of being overwhelmed or out of control. So how is PMDD diagnosed? Well, aside from health history and physical pelvic exam, there are very few diagnostic tests. Because you may have mental health symptoms, your healthcare provider might want you to be evaluated for mental health concerns. Your provider may also ask that you keep a journal of your symptoms. Over the course of the year, during the menstrual cycles, you must have 5 or more symptoms that have been present during the week before your period and stopping within a few days after your period starts. Symptoms must be linked to significant distress. They might disturb your ability to function in social, work, or other situations. So things that can help ease or decrease the severity: changes in diet, increasing protein and carbohydrates, decreasing sugar, salt, caffeine, and alcohol, regularly exercising, stress management such as relaxation and meditation.
Recent research suggests that PMDD is associated with increased sensitivity to normal hormonal changes that occur. Girl! Oh, okay. I have a lot to say, but I'm not gonna say anything at all. I grew up, let me tell you how I grew up. I grew up that, like, if I went up to my mom and I said I have PMDD, she would look at me crazy and she'd say, you need to go outside, touch grass, you need to exercise, get over it. Very much that. If I scraped my leg and I had a little scratch on my leg, blood coming out of it, she'll be like, go wash it off, put a Band-Aid on it, and let's keep moving. Like, it's very much like, you're not gonna die. Keep it moving. You're okay. She would say that. You're okay. Stop being a hypochondriac. That's what she would always tell me. So I grew up like that. So if I went up to my mom and I said something, she would be like, you'll be fine. You're not gonna die. Like that. And she was a nurse. So she would see, like, I guess she was used to people coming into the office trying to beg for pills or something. I don't know. But she's very much like, you're not going to die. You're okay. You'll be okay. This right here, raw Beauty Kristi laying on a couch complaining about PMDD. You're going to address that. You're going to talk about that, but you're not going to talk about the anti-LGBTQIA rhetoric. You're not going to talk about how your mother-in-law allegedly is writing in to people, try to expose you and what's going on behind the scenes. Let me fix this camera, guys. So that's just what I have to say. Just a quick mention to this brand called Jade Angel Cosmetics. They sent me a whole bunch of makeup, and I really like the little lippy they give me, and I'm just gonna try it on. It's really nice. It's hydrating. It's nice. So thank you. You know, every time I get independent brands, makeup brands, I love them. So I always try to like shine some light. So thank you for that. Send it to me PR. But just asked for my Addy, and I sent it to, and they sent it to me. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. So all that to say this, I really find it hard for me to sympathize with people like Jaclyn Hill and raw Beauty Kristi. I just tend to. Right? I understand that they're humans and they're people and stuff like that. But, you know, Jaclyn Hill crying about certain situations in her life, I just kind of like, girl, you're a multimillionaire. I'm less likely to feel bad for you than someone who isn't a multimillionaire. You know what I'm saying? I'll be more inclined to feel bad for the person who's not a multimillionaire than I would for Jaclyn Hill. You know, and I think that's a lot of like the viewpoints. It's like, why are you complaining about that? Are you serious? We got people out here, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope that's not coming across rude in any way, right? I don't know. Oh, if you guys haven't already, I dropped a music video yesterday called I Can't Stand Dan. It's a diss track. It's already up on my YouTube channel, so check it out if you want to see it already. But, you know, this whole thing with raw Beauty Kristi, I mean, I have never in my life seen someone fall so hard. The fact that raw Beauty Kristi even still gets views, I'm shocked by. I can't believe that raw Beauty Kristi, that she's even getting the amount of views that she's getting right now. Can I just say that? Like, it mind blows me the fact that raw Beauty Kristi is still getting views. It really does. Apparently, also, I've heard through the grapevine that Jaclyn Hill has another podcast coming out. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to be annoying. Let me call Peter Mon on the phone. Hold on. Let me see if he'll pick. He probably's not going to pick up. See, hold on. Hi, is your refrigerator running? Do you ever have people do that to you? Hold on. No, he didn't pick up. Okay, I'll send him a text message later. I really want to see what certain people have to say about Jaclyn Hill in this video dealing with addiction and stuff like that. I would really like to see that. That's going to be an interesting episode for me to watch. For real, for real, for real. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this drama in the comments down below. This is Rich Lux with the hottest news on YouTube. Mwah.